You're listening to the GemMint podcast by GFNF. Your weekly breakdown of sports cards, hobby news, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Jake and Nico.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 15 of GemMint by GFNF. It is April 27th, back on our Wednesday thing. It's myself, Nico, and the homie Jake. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's a busy week so far.
Yeah, it was like, I think we expected that with knowing that it was a Target Tuesday week. But it was a Target Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday week.
I think that's a continued thing.
Yeah, so we could touch on it a little bit. So basically, and we noticed the last two drops it's happened, the like Saturday into Sunday before a Target drop, it seems like they're dropping just random items at 3 a.m. Eastern. This week we saw the Champions League, soccer, Big League, baseball. You know what else was there?
This past one, I don't think. Oh, it was. Just the UEFA.
Was it just those two? Yeah, that and the Big League. I thought there was maybe there was a Pokemon or something like that, but it seems like and this is like exactly what happened 2 weeks prior with the WWE Prism Fat Packs. So I don't really know why that time. It just I guess kind of reinforces the fact that they don't know what the hell they're doing. But I guess it's going to continue to be a thing until it's not. So, yeah, we had that, and then we had the normal Target Tuesday drop. So this was the first drop post WWE Prism like cluster that like really messed up a ton of people's accounts that were botting. So basically, I think the consensus around like the community was that Target was pulling like a Topps move and pretty much like throttling zip codes, so which is kind of weird because like if X amount of people live in like a certain location, I don't see how this is like a sufficient way to like block people out. But basically it was frying people's accounts because they were ordering X amount of items within a certain window. It would pretty much put your order like in a review stage. And that was kind of where those late cancels came from. So
it's funny you say that because if you've ever been on the Topps website, speaking of Target kind of modeling Topps' anti-bot system, the last people on earth you want to take website advice from would be Topps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Any more than 15 people get on Topps website, that sucker's going down.
There's a queue after 15 people. Yeah, super weird. So obviously we touched on it a little bit last week, but like KSR had pretty much like a bypass around this. It's a little sketchy because it involves kind of like changing your shipping address and putting that order in limbo until it changes it back. Which is scary and kind of like my concern that I had that I reiterated. Like we had a big call on Monday night with everyone in the group. My big concern was orders not showing in your order history on the account, which we've seen before. Yeah. And it happens pretty frequently. So that happened to me. So basically like 3 of my orders just like never showed up in my account. Even though they checked out. And by the time they showed up, the cancel and the edit window for the address closed. So they were just stuck. Well, it did cancel, but it only canceled like 1 or 2 of the 3 boxes that I hit on the order. So currently one of my orders is going to Alfalfa, Oklahoma, and France.
Ooh.
So I might go on a little cross-country tour, maybe go international and pick up my mega boxes from France. I don't think it's actually going to go to France, but that's apparently where the postal code is.
Again, we mention this every episode, but we do have Vince's card, so we can just book some tickets.
That's
get
true.
out there and pick it up.
Yeah, I'm a first class guy though, so I know you are too.
Absolutely. What am I going to sit and coach?
Yeah, no.
One of my orders, I think, is currently scheduled to go to Ciudad, Mexico. That's about as out of the country as I get with my orders. But I had a couple too. Only one of the payment updates, which ended up canceling, I think. But that limbo time is nerve wracking. It's like, am I just going to pay for this order to ship out to some random? I don't know. I don't know how they do that because there's 0% chance they have an exact address match in an exact random zip code.
When the zip code's not, like, most of them are not even in a postal code in the United States. I mean, we were on call during the drop, and I was chatting with my homie Dave at Target, just some random guy on their support. And
Shout out, Dave.
he basically told me, he's like, oh, contact us when it ships, and we'll contact the whoever's shipping it, UPS, FedEx, whatever, and put a request in to change it pretty much. I don't know why their cancel window is so small when they don't ship it. Typically, well, some stuff they ship same day, but like we're just getting shipping notifications now for Contenders, which was the one I think everyone was pretty much going for. Yeah, so we'll see. I kind of hate this whole like approach now.
I do too.
I kind of played it a little bit more reserved just to see how it went, but it seems like it works. So that's always good. I mean, what's your thoughts on the product itself? I mean, we saw Mosaic, football and all that, but mainly focusing on Contenders Megas, which I think is sneaky good.
Yeah, we found out today, right, that Prism Football got pushed back again.
Yeah, June 3rd for hobby. So like we're dancing on July for retail at this point.
Yeah, maybe. And that's if they're on their normal schedule. So I think that the Contenders Megas, like we called out, I think are a great hold. I don't think it's going to take the 3 months to bump up to where we want them either.
Nope.
I think they'll move up a little quicker. So
yeah, I mean they're sitting at like $85.90 right now. These are going to be $150 in 2 weeks, especially if next week or in 2 weeks the stock is super low on Target.
I could see 200 to 250 even on the Fanatics ones too. I mean,
there's no reason those shouldn't be 200.
Those are hobby boxes. I mean, there's 2 autos in them.
Yeah, you're literally not getting a football product with two like obviously football you can get duds, but a Contenders rookie ticket auto is one of the like premier sought after, cards in football. So
you'll have to let me know how it goes because I haven't gotten a single email from the last Fanatic. Full 100.
Yeah, I only entered 15 accounts. I got one order. Who knows? They might kind of like stagger it out like we've seen with the other products.
You know what? The other thing too is I forgot to tell you, I got a order of 4 Fanatics exclusive Mosaic Megas delivered today, and I never got an email for them.
Yeah, I saw that happen with some other people. They said they never saw an email or anything, and they just showed up.
Weird.
I wonder if the Megas are messed up like the Blasters that don't have the exclusive parallels.
They do have exclusive parallels, but it's not what they stated they were on the website. So they do. The Blasters have one exclusive red parallel in them.
Dude, how do you mess that up? It's on the box. I literally have one next to me. How do you mess that up?
I have a theory on it. Since they bought Topps is rubbing off on them. I mean, Topps screws that kind of shit up all the time. So
that's true. That makes sense.
I think Topps is just bleeding over into Fanatics. I don't know. I mean, realistically, I don't hate the idea of these drops. Obviously, I'd like them to be shock drop where we can run them. But the idea of these drops that you don't have to be sitting and staring at a computer screen for them to happen. You have 24 full hours to get them in. I wonder if maybe we'll get more zoned in once we get a little more data on, when the good time to enter these things are, or if it just completely doesn't matter. I don't know.
I'm not sure because, like, obviously, for on the bonding side of things, Koi was like the first one to go and add Fanatics raffle. Pretty much just like makes a new account every drop. KSR just added Fanatics raffles with account creation. So like, I mean, I know we had members entering like over 1,000 entries into these things. So like these things are just gonna get flooded. Yeah, and it's low stock. Like rumors were like 5,000-6,000 stock on these. So it's not a ton. So you got people entering like a fifth of the stock themselves.
Right.
It's just like a recipe for disaster. So I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts.
They're gonna do good. Those things are gonna do very, very well.
Yeah, I saw people like kind of questioning them. I don't understand. I mean,
look what a Pat Mahomes rookie ticket auto sells for.
Seriously.
I mean, not saying that Mac Jones or Fields or any of those guys are Mahomes, but I mean, if you're hunting rookie quarterbacks and we know that this upcoming class is going to be a little bit light, actually draft starts tomorrow. We'll get into that later, but
yeah,
you know, 2020 and 2021 stuff are what people are going to go after if you're looking, because 2018 and 2017 have about become unreachable if you're not looking to spend weird money. So yeah, I think I just see these mooning.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. I mean, like we said a little bit before, like we have a while to go before we get any sort of like premier product for this year, and we're just so far behind on products that it's just going to keep getting pushed out and pushed out. So these are definitely going to be great buys and I think even better holds. Moving on though, we did see Walmart last night. They released 2022 Bowman Blasters. Personally passed on them. They just blasters usually just super light on chrome, which is what you want. You don't really want paper with Bowman. And just I prefer those mega boxes because you got shot in an auto and those Mojo parallels. You guaranteed those too. So did you buy any?
Yes. No, I mean, I'm going to open some, but I'll take them for $7 cheaper on Target.
Yeah, exactly. That too. They were definitely priced higher than what we'll see on Target, which honestly, I would put that probably next Saturday or two weeks or whatever for that like 3 a.m. drop.
That's a good candidate for that. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. We did see Walmart drop today too. I think the big thing everyone's going after are these DC cards. I think the big thing with them is you get an NFT with like each pack or something. They're like $50, I think, for like the mega box equivalent, and they're doing like $200 a box. Shout out to our homie Matt, who I cooked for. I did not hit myself any.
Last week you did it for me.
So basically, like I have to hit for myself next time. So it just makes sense. But yeah, Walmart, it still continues to be kind of low stock. People really aren't hitting like massive clips like they used to. But hopefully it gets a little bit better as we get towards Contenders Megas, which we haven't seen yet, and Prism. Tops, we had the Tops Finest Basketball Montgomery drop yesterday. This was a returning product that they mentioned at the conference. One auto in it. There was parallels. I think it was like 18 card or 18 pack box, 4 cards per, kind of like a F1 hobby. $129.99 a box. I bought my 2. I know you bought yours. I think they might still be in stock. There was a public drop today. Let's see if it's still sitting in stock. I mean, what do you think about it? I didn't really see it as like a money maker.
No, it's not gonna be a huge flip or anything like that.
Yeah.
What I do see with this is Topps and Fanatics teaser back into the basketball card world.
Yeah.
They're beautiful cards. I mean, we saw, obviously we got a sneak peek of some athletes signing them about 6 months ago, and the promo picture with the Dirk Nowitzki auto, and they're really good looking. I see this more as a, people want to chase the big time autos that will sell well. Shaq and Allen Iverson and some of the other.
Yeah, there's some really good autos.
Definitely. And obviously they can't use anyone currently playing, right? Because they don't have the NBA license yet.
I think there's one player.
No, it's a mistake. They put Anthony Davis in there. What they meant is Anthony Davis's father, who's actually the card that's on the.
Oh, really?
On the list. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Wait, no,
So
Cole Anthony's on there.
or Cole Anthony. I'm sorry, it's Cole, not Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Cole Anthony's dad.
Gotcha.
I forget his name, but it's him that's on the checklist, not Cole. But I don't know. I see this, 6 months from now, people being willing to pay 220, 230 for this, maybe even 250 to chase some of those, tops getting back into basketball. And then when these become licensed and we got Topps Chrome basketball and Topps Finest basketball, you're gonna see these cards just be insanely priced.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. I think they're like the actual images they used are more like personality type pictures, as opposed to action shots.
I think they did that because they didn't want to go the way of Panini of just having blank jerseys.
Yeah, they remind me of like Goodwin Champions. I don't know if you've ever opened that.
Yep. I haven't opened it, but I've seen them.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're pretty cool. People were like going crazy over this when the like teasers of players signing got released, and then like it finally got released, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is stupid. Like, I'm gonna pass on this." But I don't know. We'll see.
I'm gonna keep a couple sealed, and I might rip a couple just to see what kind of auto we pull. I mean,
I'm gonna rip one for sure.
There's only 50 on the auto checklist, and I would say at least half of them would make you your money.
Yeah, the checklist is not very big either. Like,
no. And there's tons of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't say what colored parallels are in it. So, I mean, picture wise, there's like a refractor, a purple, a gold, and a red. If that's all that's in there, there's not a lot of boxes of this.
Well, there can't be a lot of boxes anyway. If you think about it, the checklist itself is 60.
Yeah, so I'm surprised it's still in stock. I'm actually surprised it's still in stock.
Yeah, I would have bought a couple more. I have 3 Montgomery, so we got our allotment, but
yeah,
6. But I probably would have bought a couple more if I only had one.
I mean,
I just think they're cool.
There's really not even that many bad names, and I barely know old basketball, and I recognize a good amount on here. So I don't know. We'll see and kind of just see what the market goes.
Right.
But yeah, looking forward to that one. We also did see this morning. Shout out to Tim 3 with the quick ping. F1 restocked on Topps UK, both light and hobby. We did have members hit. I don't know. I don't know why they restocked. It almost seemed like an accident.
It did. What an easy $500, $600, $700 profit that was for those that hit.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. Do you think it's possible that these are cancels, or do you think it's just they didn't get all their allotment up front? Because obviously we saw significantly more boxes on US than we did on the foreigners.
Yeah, but I mean, we did see them put up the UK distributor link, so that's why it almost makes you think that they accidentally messed up. But I was checking out hobby boxes on UK. Like, I was submitting order on a bunch of tasks. I just didn't hit. But they definitely did restock, at least on their back end. So I don't know.
You woke up to that ping, huh?
No, I was a little bit late, but I woke up to the ping when there was light restocking, and I was like, oh, well, I probably missed this by now. I might as well just run hobby and see what happens.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see if people actually get their boxes from that. Hopefully they do. We know Topps UK loves to take loans.
Yeah, they do.
So, I think that's pretty much it on the retail front. So we could hop into some stuff going on around the hobby here.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy. So, a severely damaged, like, this thing was cut with scissors in like an art project. T206 Honus Wagner sold for $1.5 million. At auction.
It's cone shaped. I mean, they cut it down. You give it another inch or two, that thing's coming to a point.
Yeah. So the buyer wants to remain anonymous, probably for good reason. I mean, that there also was the one that was ripped in half that sold for $500,000. Yeah. So this one's actually at least in pieces, like in one piece.
That one was owned by Charlie Sheen, wasn't it? The one that was ripped in half or something like that?
Was it?
I think that's what they said.
That makes sense.
That's the selling point.
He probably ripped it.
Yeah, just a rage-filled
Yeah,
rip.
so interesting sale. I mean, Honus Wagner, probably again one of the most recognizable cards, at least in baseball. Um,
Mhm.
Interesting sale though. Congrats to whoever was able to dump that at
Yeah.
1.5 million. Enjoy that
Imagine
baby.
finding one at a garage sale,
Estate
you
sale.
know,
I feel like
it's
you'd
just
definitely find one.
all beat up and nasty and you're bummed out and it still pulls 1.5 mil.
Yeah, for sure. Crazy.
Jeez. Well,
So
what
yeah,
about what happened in your state? You root for some teams from this state, but New York, the U.S.
yeah,
Customs Border Protection. We touched on this, I think, out of Miami maybe a month ago, but U.S. Customs seized some more fake championship rings. This time it was NHL Stanley Cup rings. Last time it was Chiefs Super Bowl rings. So, reading up on this story, there is a special FBI department delegation looking into this because
yeah.
apparently
This
it's
seems a
at an
little
all.
ridiculous. Like I wouldn't have expected two stories in the same year about fake sports championship rings.
I would keep it under the radar unless they're worried. I like rings to me doesn't seem like that would be the most profitable thing to counterfeit.
Yeah, I would go towards like watches.
Yeah.
Um, but
Or if you're sticking in the sports memorabilia world,
yeah.
I don't. I mean, faking autographs on memorabilia I would think would be a lot
Well,
harder or a lot.
yeah. Speaking of, did you see the interaction Lamar Jackson had on Twitter with a
Oh,
fan? So someone had posted it was JSA certified jersey um on Twitter for sale, and he quote tweeted and said, "I didn't sign that." And then it sparked this huge controversy, about, well, is it actually his autograph, blah blah blah. But yeah, he just came out and was like, I didn't sign that. uh I don't think he would just go mess with someone like that for no reason. So yeah, maybe counterfeit autographs are a little bit easier route than fake Stanley Cup and Super Bowl rings. I guess maybe they're just easier to produce or easier to fake than a watch. But yeah, this is really interesting that there's this big market for counterfeit rings. It's just very interesting. Yeah, so we do have NBA playoffs going on still. Ja Morant is just still just absolutely demolishing uh, everyone that's in front of him. He threw down an insane dunk last night. I don't know if you saw it or not. Um, but his cards are continuing to rise a bit here. I don't think it's still as crazy. At least the high end stuff is. I think it's still as crazy as originally with the 2019, uh, hype with Zion and the homie. Who else was in there? He had Zion, Tyler Hero, and all those guys. Just a little crazy, um, with the pricing there. So we'll continue to kind of watch and see what's going on with that market. But Ja really just looks as dominant as he's ever been. So then we also have the somehow, this is very Untops like, the 2022 Bowman Checklist. So
okay.
this came out, I believe it was this morning. Um, did you get a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Um, there's some big names. It's hitter heavy, which I like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah, I mean the big guys are there. We got Cleo Watson, autos. I think the other big is Ellie De La Cruz.
mhm.
Um, for the Reds, James Woods, Valera, Colson Montgomery. I think the one big thing that we still don't have is there's no Brady House autos. So he's been absolutely tearing it up for Washington. He's just hitting bombs left and right.
Mhm.
But he just doesn't have autos. So I don't know. We'll see. That'd be an interesting market to follow. If people are just going to kind of hoard color of his, first chromes, sapphire, stuff like that. So looking forward to it. I got a couple boxes pre-ordered. Looking forward to just ripping that. It's always the the that and draft, obviously, best releases of the year for people that like to rip baseball. I've kind of like, obviously, like, I know you're in the Bowman market, processing market too. Have you noticed like a bit of a swing at all? To me, just kind of following some Twitter traction and eBay sales and stuff, it almost feels like people have like severely cooled down with prospecting in general and kind of not spreading it around and trying to more so focus on one player as opposed to kind of exposure to different ones.
Yeah, a little bit. I think a little bit that has to do with the strike at the beginning of the year. I think people, because naturally when there's problems in the MLB and stuff, there's problems in the minors, and that affects collecting and all that. I do believe that with Bowman coming out, and seeing what Wander prices are right now, and knowing what could have been invested with Wander back, in 2019 and stuff, I do believe that once this Bowman drops, that you'll see it pick up. But I do believe you're correct. I think for the last month or two at least, the hype behind the Bowman prospecting that's usually there has been lessened for sure.
Yeah, I honestly just think most of it might be attributed to the slow start of the big three that came up. That being Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez, and Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, right.
Not everyone has diamond hands. People get paper hands very quickly and dump shit, and it just drives the price down. So I really think that kind of has caused some pretty big issues in the market there. Prices in general just have gone down. I mean, I started to kind of dump some wax myself. The only stuff I'm really holding is stuff with Wander first in it. He really is like out of this world. He just is not slowing down at all. So he looks like the real deal. And that's also part of it is like, he's, there's not many Wander Francos out there. There could be, but he was definitely touted as the top guy. And obviously he's performing up to it. At least I think he is. So it's a bit scary because you tie up all this money in these guys, and who the hell knows if they're going to pan out. But that's part of the game. It's just like regular gambling. Don't, put out more than you could afford to lose. That's never a good thing with any of this stuff. So, but yeah, we'll continue to kind of watch the 2022 Bowman market. Usually the first week is crazy with single sales. So if you're opening, sell that stuff right away because you could probably buy back in a week later for much less.
Yeah, get it listed and get it sold.
Yeah, there's literally no reason to hold that stuff.
I will tell you the two new inserts that I saw, the vibrations and the hi-fi, I do like them a lot.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job with inserts in general. I think they've, like, the Transcendent and stuff last year was pretty cool. So they're doing a good job. I'm looking forward to this design. It just in general, I really like it. I think it's pretty clean. So I did send my I don't think I mentioned it on here, but obviously I sent it to you. The Khalil Watson Gold first edition that I hit. It is at PSA right now. So hopefully that one gems because his stuff. I think he's playing pretty well too. Have gone pretty crazy. Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely been chasing that product for sure. So
yeah, him and De La Cruz seem to be like 1A, 1B for most people. Topps has released 2022 Series 1 NFTs. They continue to kind of pump out more and more digital assets.
I don't like them.
No, people do.
I don't know.
I
mean, some people do. Yeah. I obviously the market's not behind those like they are other, bigger NFT projects that are non-Topps related. But I think obviously we're moving into a future where NFTs are going to take a bigger stand in about everything. So maybe someone to get, is there 101s? I mean, can you get a Wander 101 NFT?
I believe so. I think there's like different like legendary type levels to it, so you could definitely get more rare versions of it. like just like the V friend stuff. There's like 101s and all that. So we'll see. It's still, I think, a ways away from bridging that gap between physical collectors and the digital side of things. But obviously they're continuing with it. People are interested in it. So I don't know. We'll keep a finger on the pulse there, and see what else they have in store. Continuing with some Topps news. So UEFA expanded their deal with Topps to include sticker production as well as card sets. Soccer stickers. There's a pretty big market for it. It's cooled down a little bit, but soccer stickers in general are pretty popular in the soccer community. Pretty tough grades. I don't know if you've ever graded one. Tough to find in decent shape, at least some of the old ones.
Yeah, I actually hit a little bit of a loop it wasn't last year, it was 2 years. Back in 2020, someone came to me with a link to what was it? It was Panini's, I think it was their Italian website. And in that website, you had to go to their sticker collections. You could go back to 2018 and you could type in a code. Like, you had to have the exact code, and it was for Luca's rookie sticker. And you could order one per account. So I made 10 accounts and I got 10 rookie Luca stickers that I graded and sold for a pretty huge profit, which is pretty cool. That's my only sticker grades, but I did grade 10 Luca rookie stickers from them.
Yeah, I just always associate stickers with soccer. I think it's always been that sports kind of niche thing, but interesting. Right. So UEFA continues to kind of grow its relationship with Topps and Fanatics. Then we have Golden, Mr. Ken Golden, the Jackie Robinson month auction. Some pretty crazy bids going on it. The opening bid for the jersey that I believe Ken made a video with it is $2.2 million. Is there a bid on it?
Yeah, that was the opening bid.
Well, they always start that stuff like crazy high, no? Or did someone literally? Oh, there's 8 bids.
Yeah, 2.9. Yeah, the first bid was 2.2.
Holy crap! That's I mean, you can't really get like any better than a game used Jackie Robinson jersey from 1951. So yeah, can't wait to see what that goes for. The bat is at $600,000.
Ooh,
that's pretty crazy. Let's check in. Let's see here.
I got Wander pulled up. Wander World is pretty nuts.
I mean, what's Brett's at?
Let's see, Brett's. If you remember, we had Brett on the podcast. His is at 7,700. Again, this ends Saturday night, I believe. Yeah, Saturday night at I think 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, bids don't usually get too crazy until it gets closer to that closing time.
Well, there's a couple of Wanders on here. His first autos, a gold out of 50 and a 9.5 10 BGS, and another BGS 9.5 10 orange shimmer auto. The gold, true gold, is at $30K right now. So
yeah, I mean that seems about right.
You know what's weird that I'm going to bid on if it stays low, which I'm sure it won't. The 101 auto out of this year's Topps, the Baseball Stars 101 Wander auto is currently at $1,750.
Yeah, that's pretty low. I know it's like an insert, but I would imagine it should go for a bit more than that.
Rookie card logos and flagship product. If that thing stays below 4, I'm buying it.
Yeah. So we'll do a little update next week with where this stuff ends at. So getting a good look to Brett. Hope it hits 5 figures. Hope some big money comes in late. The Natty, the National Sports Collectors Convention in AC. All tiers are sold out except general admission. Obviously, we're definitely looking forward to that. The whole team will be there. We got that VIP.
Get your hotels while you can too, because those things seem to be pretty close to sold out too. There's a lot of people traveling to the East Coast for this one.
Yep, I know Jake does have a spot in his room, so he's looking for a roommate still.
I'm full. Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah, you felt it.
You know what though? Actually, I think Slumped.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it was Adam Slumped. He's looking for someone to room with because he can't be there the entire time. So We'll have
Add us on Twitter. We'll get you set up.
Yeah, we'll try to find someone to hook him up with. In some unfortunate news, another hobby shop break-in. So Ohio, this is the third store hit in the last month. You want to touch a little bit on that and what's going on out in Ohio?
Yeah, Ohio's turning into Chicago apparently, but police are investigating a group of break-ins in towns near what's Boardman, Ohio. I don't know Ohio very well, but it's the third sports card hobby store that's been hit in the last month. Same MO. They shattered the front door and came in, and they seemed to know that what they were grabbing. So they had this one, the most recent one had approximately, they said, a little bit over $10,000 worth of inventory sold, which is weird. Maybe I'm used to my big hobby shop that I have here that's been around for 40, 50 years. But if you're breaking into a hobby shop and only making out with 10 grand in product, you don't know what you were looking for. Unless
Yeah,
they don't have
you should at least leave with a box that's worth 10,000.
Yeah, I mean, a case of something's worth 10 grand if you buy the right thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, not to give criminals any ideas. But yeah, so they're investigating right now. They believe it's all the same person now, just based on the MO and stuff. So they're working on that. Get those sliding metal, whatever you have to do to keep this from happening. People know how valuable sports cards are right now, and they're targeting sports card shops like they're banks.
The quote from the guy that owns the store is pretty badass. That like NC article, did you see it? He says, he goes, as for the owner of Youngstown Sports Cards, he says he will find out who's responsible. And he goes, I promise they took from the wrong person.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty badass. Yep, better watch your back, homie. Yeah, so hopefully they figure out who the dirtbag is that is stealing from them.
Yeah.
So let's switch up to sports. What's going on there? I think the big one is Miguel Cabrera recorded his 3,000th hit. So there was a lot of flack for Aaron Boone, who walked him intentionally. I think they had to in like the 8th inning in the last game they played the Yankees. I think the Yankees ended up losing. But he did get his 3,000th hit. Big hoopla. Tough accolade to get to. Who else do you think will, I guess, achieve this? Like that's currently playing.
I think it'd be insane to say that Juan Soto won't.
I don't think he will, just because of how much he walks.
He walks a lot, but he's still. I mean, keep in mind he's 22.
I know, dude, but like he walks so much, like he's losing out on a lot of hits. So
that's true. I mean, part of that will correct too when he gets other players around him.
Yeah.
Being the best hitter on the team by a long shot is going to have that happen. If you can build capable and powerful hitters on each side of them too, the walks will shut down. Trying to think. I mean, I don't even know who's close. Possibly Manny Machado, but he's old. I don't think he'll reach it.
Yeah, I don't think there's
later. I don't think Trout will.
I don't think there's a ton of people that are close. I'm looking at
Wander. I mean, Wander would not be a bad bet. If you're gambling on it, Wander wouldn't be a bad bet.
You want to try to guess who the closest active player is?
Okay. Give me the amount of hits.
He has 2,631 hits.
Pujols?
Nope. He was suspended last year.
Suspended last year? I should know this.
He's played for both New York teams. Infielder.
Yeah, just tell me I'm blanking.
Robinson Cano.
Really?
Yeah, he's got 26.
Not that many.
I know, kind of crazy. He's 39 though. I don't think he's gonna get it. And then Yadier Molina is the only other, and Joey Votto are the only other active players above 2,000. But they are
Yadi definitely. I mean,
yeah, they're both almost 40. So
yeah, and Yadi's knees, I have to assume, are about shot.
Yep.
But
yeah,
anyway.
it's gonna be tough to do that again.
Congrats, Miggy, man. You deserve it. Hall of Famer for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And he's fun to watch. He likes to have fun. He's untucking people's jerseys when he was playing first. And,
yeah.
He's just a goof.
Yep.
I like him.
In the boxing world, Tyson Fury has supposedly fought his last boxing fight. He went out with a W, the TKO, but apparently he has been like dancing around with the idea of a hybrid fight with Francis Ngannou, who's the heavyweight champ of the UFC.
How would that work?
I don't know. It would be pretty. I would be pretty badass to see though.
Like you can kick, but no takedowns, maybe.
How
can you do a hybrid?
Maybe just no wrestling. But I mean, Fury, he's got 5 inches on him on Ngannou, but obviously Ngannou is like he's like a goddamn meat house. So
there's a lot of stretching and moving of tendons and muscles and stuff in the leg to do a powerful kick that boxers don't ever work on.
Yeah.
So I would think Ngannou would just kick him in the head. I don't know.
Yeah, would be cool to see. We'll see if it happens. I mean, if they can make a crap ton of money on it, they'll probably do it. But yeah, one place you don't want to be with Mike Tyson is a confined area, such as an airplane. So Mike Tyson beat the shit out of someone on an airplane.
You see the guy's face?
Oh yeah, it was great.
He was bleeding and everything. He got messed up.
Yeah, apparently he was heckling him. I don't know. I don't know why you would poke Mike Tyson. Like, you're just an idiot.
It's the last person on earth you wanted to punch him.
Yeah, no thanks. Pass.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he took a picture with him or his buddy. I think it was his buddy, but he posed for a picture after the fight.
Oh my god.
But you know what though? I mean, he was annoyed and stuff, and probably shouldn't have hit him. But
yeah, I mean, not many people could say they got punched by Mike Tyson in an airplane.
I'd wear it like a badge on him.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get that like tattooed or something on you. My Yankees, they're signed.
Hold on a second. I'm going to report this next one because I want it to be truth and not biased from a Yankees fan.
All right, go ahead.
The New York cheating Yankees, have a letter they've been fighting in court for 2 years about sign stealing. Okay, now this is not near the horribleness of the Astros and what they did in 2017 or anything like that, but the letter finally got revealed after being 2 years held up in court. It didn't name anyone specific. A lot of information was redacted, but it does seem to be that the Yankees were involved in real-time relaying signs from the outfield cameras to the dugout coaches.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean that's why I wanted to report it. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe it. I didn't do any research into this other than reading a couple articles about it. I would think with all the money the Yankees spend, they wouldn't need to do this kind of stuff. But it's also the Yankees, and who likes the Yankees?
Exactly. No one likes the Yankees. They're actually playing surprisingly well. I think
I just read today their bullpen is number 1 in about every category.
I mean, their pitching in general is really, really good for as much as Garrett Cole has gotten beaten to shit. They're actually pretty good. Shout out to the Red Sox, who are almost in last place.
Well, that's what with Garrett Cole. That's what happens when you can't put Crisco on the ball and throw.
Yeah, for sure. It's part of the game, bro. Whatever.
I like it. I'm not against it. I just, if you're gonna do it, let everybody do it.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. I don't hate roids either. I mean, you bring your kid to the ballpark, young kids getting in the game, they want to see home runs and 100-mile-an-hour pitches. They don't want to see a pitcher's duel, 2 hits on each side.
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, on the bright side, though, Garrett Cole is helping the league batting average, which is down across the league to 230. So there's rumors of 2 different balls being used. They just need to bring back those juice balls and let them fly.
Well, so the biggest thing that's drawing attention to this is the real New York team, the Mets. See what I did there?
The April Parade Mets. Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. They filing suit against the MLB. They've been hit by pitch 18 times in the first 19 games, and like 6 or 7 of them are in the head.
Nice.
Pete Alonso's been hit in the head twice in the same game. So
it's odd.
If they are using 2 different balls, it would make sense that these pitchers are having a difficult time kind of gripping it and figuring it out. Yeah. Dangerous if that's the case, but there's a video online, you can look it up, with with some of the Mets players, and one of their pitchers made a video that is straight up calling out the MLB. Chris Bassett saying that the MLB is not doing anything about this. Like, they're well aware of this, and they're still not doing anything. So that's dangerous. Hopefully that changes.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to change anything in the middle of the season, but we'll see, because Manfred is like a clown, so I doubt anything will happen. Speaking of clowns, the head of the NCAA for the past 12 years is stepping down, Mark Emmert. NCAA is probably like one of the most hated organizations around, just because like the ridiculous policies and kind of just
so dumb,
making money off all these kids and not letting them monetize it or anything. But so he's stepping down. Did they name someone new?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
They're doing interviews, I'm sure. Let's just hope Rob Manfred's next, and then might as well get Goodell out of there too while we're at it.
Goodell's not that bad.
He's not that good.
Yeah, but he's not as bad as Manfred. Let's be honest.
The problem with Goodell is he has these unspoken just slights against certain players.
I agree. Like, but he also just like really wants just football to happen all the time, like with like the pandemic and shit. We didn't really miss a beat in the NFL, so that was pretty cool. So shout out to him for that. We do have the draft starting tomorrow. I have no idea what the hell is going on in the draft.
That's what happens, man. That's there's no good quarterbacks apparently. That's what I'm hearing.
Super weird this year. Cowboys. That's my team. I'm hoping for some O-line help. They need it desperately. I think they're pretty good on all their fronts. So I think they go big man here. I don't know what your Bears are doing.
We need offensive line to protect Fields. I mean, if Fields is going to be the starter and learn to grow this young, he needs to not be planted into the ground 10 times a game. So
should be some big man love in the beginning of this draft. So
it is receiver heavy. Based on what I'm reading, it's pretty receiver heavy. So those teams that are targeting wide receiver should probably be looking to make trades.
There's always so many good ones late. It's so tough to, if you like one of these guys a little later, these teams don't have a problem waiting. Because there's obviously like first round wide receivers like typically don't pan out that well. I mean, the Eagles can't pick one to save their lives. And you go back and look and see at the second, third, fourth round guys that turn out to be pretty good. It makes you want to wait.
That's what's fun about NFL draft and NFL cards and what we're doing. So it's like, it doesn't really matter where they're drafted in the long term. In the short term stuff, it does. But there was a quarterback that went at the 199th pick overall, a little guy named Tom Brady. Remember him?
Decent.
That was a nobody good in this draft kind of thing. So you never know. I mean, anything can happen, but definitely something to pay attention to. It'll affect the hobby and the sports world. So good stuff.
We'll see. We also had the Italian Grand Prix last week. Max Verstappen took that one pretty handily. So this one was another one of the sprint race qualifiers. So basically they've been testing out doing a sprint race instead of qualifying laps, where they do, I forget how many laps it is, but basically Saturday they'll do a race to figure out pole position for the Sunday race. I believe Max started at P1 and he finished in first there. So there wasn't even really that close at all.
No. The battle for his teammate, obviously, who took second, was going to get passed, in my opinion. Did you watch a race?
I was listening to it. Yeah. So basically, Checo Perez, Max's teammate, he was pretty much in second. Most of the race blocking off Charles Leclerc. Basically, what happened was Leclerc had pitted to switch tires to softs because he obviously had to try to make a move. I think he was really just gunning for second place to keep it a little bit closer. But he had clipped the wall, and I guess he didn't really damage the front wing at all. He was able to finish, I believe, in sixth, but it severely closed the gap in both the Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors. So kind of like a mental mistake there by Charles.
Italy on their home racetrack is
Yeah,
because what's his name signs crashed right off the bat. Literally the first or
dude.
second turn.
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, whatever the hell his name is,
Yeah.
drove into him and caused a crash. So,
Brutal.
my boy Lando though, he thanks
Lando's
to
great.
Charles had a little snafu. Everyone thought McLaren was dead at Bahrain because they just looked terrible. But Lando's been driving pretty good, and he was able to get P3. So, shout out to Lando. And then George Russell. So Hamilton looks completely lost in this car. George Russell, though, only driver to at least P5 and above in every race this year. So he obviously has good grip for the Mercedes car, and he's been really consistent. So pretty cool to see, and we'll see what happens with his market. But next up is Miami. So
Miami, Mother's Day.
The Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. Yep, so that's in another week. So another 2-week break here. So we'll see. I think it's going to be probably another Red Bull Ferrari battle there. But we'll see. Did you see the man-made marina that they have at Winter?
So cool. It's so cool.
People are like so heated over it. It's actually pretty funny. But yeah, looking forward to watching that one. Yeah, let's go to the MLB Rookie update. So, Wander Franco has come back down to earth and is only hitting 338. But it's unfortunate.
He did hit 3 homers in this last week.
Though, he's been hitting it pretty well. So he's still just right under 1 OPS. J-Rod, everyone else pretty much improved across the board. J-Rod's at hitting 200, Bobby Witt 203, and Spencer Torkelson 224. So they all seem to be getting their feet under them and getting a better grasp for big league pitching here.
Torque made a actually J-Rod jumped 46 points and up on the batting average, and Torque did another 30 points on his batting average. They did 80 points. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, they're definitely playing a lot better. With J-Rod, his thing is he's got to get on base because he's such an elite runner. And base stealer, so that definitely helps. But yeah, we'll keep track on these dudes as the season goes on here. Let's get into some high rollers of the week. So some high dollar sales. 1956 Roberto Clemente SGC 9, 35,000.
Cool, 35K.
Yeah. One of the coolest cards, 2001 SP Authentic Tiger Woods Rookie Gold Auto out of 100 BGS 9 for 38K. Seems like a pretty good deal, honestly.
I wonder what would that go for if you crossed that over and got a PSA 9?
I would say like
more
50.
than 38K.
Yeah, I would say like 50.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I imagine it would probably cross over. My boy Mickey, 52 Bowman. PSA 8. This card's been a little high. I've been trying to snag one of these, but the market's gotten a little crazy on these. PSA 8 for 39,000, which seems like a pretty good deal for 52 Bowman Mantle. Jordan 86-87 Fleer BGS 9.5 for 43,000.
That seems low to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think those have just been kind of stagnant across the board. That's just one of those cards that like is so, the conditions is so crazy across them that not all PSA 10s are created equal. Blah blah blah. I think people put a lot more emphasis on it for that card more than others. Topps Chrome 2009-2010 Steph Curry refractor out of 500 BGS 9.5. So again, Steph Curry making the list here at 74,000. Pretty cool one. 2002 Topps Super Bowl Tom Brady relic auto out of 150. PSA 7 with a 9 auto for 100,000. So Tom Brady continues to command.
But that was a
prices.
Super Bowl. I read it was a Super Bowl worn relic too. So
okay, that 100,000 makes a little more sense then.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so getting into hits of the week here. Want to make sure you're protecting those hits at all costs. So our homies over at Collector Caps have the perfect product and solution for you. So Collector Caps basically is a cover for your top-loaded cards that offers both protection as well as a cool way to display if you want to put your cards on display, which I think most people do. They have a bunch of different colors, designs. Working on some GF&F branded ones. I know Cheap Fun Breaks has his own, so if you break with him, I would expect to get some of those. So it's just a safer way, alternative to using like Scotch tape or painter's tape that kind of just ruins a top loader. So it's great for shipping, higher value cards because obviously you want to keep them and display it, but also want to be able to spread the love a little bit. I know a lot of people that reuse them. If they get a card with it, they'll use it to then send a card out. So you could check Collector Caps out on Instagram and Twitter at Collector Caps, on their website collectorcaps.shop, and you could use code GFNF for 15% off there, and just be on the lookout for those GFNF branded ones. But
Yeah, I like them. They're really cool looking, and if you're a breaker, we see the relevance of Whatnot and Instagram and TikTok breaking and stuff. It's a great way you can get custom ones made. Their art team does a great job with these things, so it's a good way to get your branding out there as well. So.
Yeah, just little things like that really do make a difference. With repeat in a space that's like so competitive, and saturated right now with like especially breaking, little things like that I think really help. You differentiate yourself from someone else. So be sure to check them out for sure.
Let's take a look at a couple cards that deserve a collector cap.
Yeah. I don't even know if they make one big enough for this thing.
No, I don't know. The first one, 2019 Diamond Icons, which is a great product, is Vlad Jr. Rookie MLB Logo Man 101.
Crazy.
Which is super cool card. Not autograph. It looks to be, I don't know if you took a look at the card, but it looks to be the cap logo from the Father's Day caps.
Huh.
It's got the double blue instead of the red in it, which is pretty cool because his dad also played the MLB. That's what I thought of. I could be wrong on that, but
yeah, that makes sense.
The blue and dark blue.
It's a beautiful card. It's really, really freaking nice.
OPC baseball cards was the ones that pulled that. So
yeah, that's really cool.
Definitely cool on that one. Then after that we have this is causing some stir around the hobby. This one right here, a 2022 Top Series 1 Wander Franco Platinum 101. Now remember we had Brett on that pulled the Platinum 101 first edition. This is the main product, Platinum 101, the biggest chase possible in flagship paper. Was pulled. It was pulled by a private person that is doing a private sale on it apparently, but it apparently came out of a Walgreens hanger. So, couple things.
Insane.
Number one, I don't hate that just because I used to rip open a ton of Walgreens hangers searching for the exclusive yellow parallels they had. But it also is aggravating a lot of people that spent big time money on this hobby product searching for this card, and then it comes out of retail. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, there was like so much conversation on Twitter about this that I just had to like close it. I can understand like the whole concept of, this is one of the analogies I saw someone use. It was like a lottery ticket. Like you there's a $5 lottery ticket with the max price of $10,000.
Right.
And then there's a $20 ticket with a $100,000 prize in it. You can't buy the $5 one expecting to win $100,000 and vice versa. Well, I guess you can.
In this case, you
can. Yeah, but so people expect to get for the big hits and chases to be in a more expensive product as opposed to a $15 hanger in a pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I get both sides of it. I don't really lean one way or the other with it. I mean, they always say hangers are bangers. So
either way, we're going to be talking about this card when it sells, I'm sure. So
yeah, be cool to see what's going on there.
It looked clean.
Yeah, it did. In the F1 world, a Charles Leclerc from 2021 Chrome Superfractor. It's more of like his like driver of the day type card. One of them was pulled by. I feel like we just always get these guys on here. Backyard breaks.
Crop Top City.
Yeah, Crop Top City. Pretty cool card. He's obviously hot right now. His market's pretty crazy. So
Good looking card.
yeah, and then one of our members, the Phantom 44, he pulled one of the biggest cards from his WWE Prism White Sparkle packs, the Triple H 101 Auto. So
cool.
Yeah, shout out to him. I don't know what his plans are with it, but that is gonna pull some serious money. So
yeah, I offered him $100 on it.
Oh, all right, good. I'll be sure to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might get 5 figures for that.
Yeah, I think it does 5 figures easy. He should grade it though, because it's graded pretty well. So we'll see what he's got going on. I think that's it for massive pulls of the week. Upcoming drops on the retail and hobby fronts. Retail wise, I think Bowman Megas is probably the next thing we're chasing. Those are always, I have such a problem not ripping every single one. I always do. I know you do.
I don't have a problem with that. Just rip everything.
They're just fun to open. And then on the hobby front, I don't really think there's anything too massive. We just had Panini 1 release for football. Not really personally a fan of that product myself. We had Phoenix release as well, but pretty slow. I think everyone is just like so like laser focused on Prism releasing football that everything else is just like whatever.
Well, they're gonna be staying laser focused for another extra few weeks now.
Yep, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do? Supply chain issues are definitely real.
They can fill their time by waiting anxiously for F1 Sapphire.
Yeah, or they could hop on the GFNF waitlist.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. That definitely should do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week. You got anything else, Jake?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. Yeah. So if you guys want to connect with us at GFNF __ on Instagram and Twitter, GFNF.io. If you want to hop on the wait list to get in the group, you can find me on Twitter at NaffyBoy13 and Jake at Wrigley Elite SC. But I think that's going to do it, guys, and we will see you next week. Thanks.
Bye, guys.